Good afternoon to you all. You have just crossed the morning time. Uh, President Jha, his colleagues, and captains of the industry, and now I see plenty of people have gone away who are sitting there. So whosoever is there is my colleague. I am humbled today to be called here to participate with you in the 75th year of Indian Leather Technologies Association. I have practically nothing to do with leather technology directly, except that I have a pair of shoes and a belt and a leather bag. But then when Dr. Manoranjan Rai of the Animal Science University approached me and asked me to deliver a talk today, I said yes for two reasons. The first reason is that although I am not related to leather technology, but I am related very much with the rural India. And I have my own view from, based on the primary producers in agriculture. And that is the primary link which I think today is required with the leather technologies who have remained isolated from us. It is possibly our fault. But that is one reason. And another reason is this, that although I am a fool with, as far as leather technology is concerned, but sometimes what fools talk may be useful to you. So with this, I start my speech. I will start introducing with circular agroeconomy. Circular, nature by itself is circular. Anything that nature generates takes it back and then regenerates. When humans started settled agriculture, that agriculture was by definition circular. Everything which was generated was given back to the nature. Leather is one of the earliest examples of use of circular economy. Circular economy means, as I told you, take from nature, not artificial things, take from nature, give back to nature, complete a loop, and then the word waste possibly should be forgotten. Nothing is waste in nature. And that was also the case in early settled agriculture. In my childhood also I have seen that little was lost what was generated from agriculture. Everything was used. For animals also, every part of the animal was used for something or else. Whether it is cattle, whether it is goat, whether it is poultry, every part was used in some way or other. And in circular economy, every part of the circular chain, every link of the chain generates some value for somebody. And then nature is not only sustained, it is regenerated. So this is the basic idea, the basic philosophy of circular economy, where leather fits in, and I will talk about it later. Now, these are the means by which the circular economy works. The first is cascade. The cascade system is that you generate, say, rice. From the rice plant, you take grains for food, you have rice polishing, from which you have got bran, from which you get oil, use rice husk for slow fire. In olden days, it was used to be used for slow fire. Today, even silicon is produced from that, silica. The straw is used for animal feed and also for thatching. So every part of it, the stubbles which are in the soil, when it goes back to the soil, it regenerates soil. So this used to be the system. This is a cascade system. And waste to value, many times now speakers have told, Hussein Jha also talked about it, Mr. Juneja talked about it, waste to wealth. So as I told, in the circular economy, the concept of waste practically goes, nothing is waste. And every part of that waste gives us something, some value. Then integration according sector, across sectors. This is the very important thing which I want to point out today. That integration among sectors, without integration among the sectors, the circularity cannot happen. If leather technologists and leather captains in the industry, they work isolated from the primary producing systems, the primary producer researchers, we cannot achieve this circularity. There will be many problems which the industry people are already facing. Next is avoid fossil-based products. So these are the basic means by which the circular economy works. Then as I told, leather is one of the oldest valuable parts of circular economy. When leather technology went from pure artisanal system, this Juta Avishkar, Mr. Roy talked about Juta Avishkar, that poem of Rabindranath Tagore. That stage when the leather technology was that stage, artisanal stage, it maintained the circularity. But when it went to large industrial scale, somewhere we lost the circularity. And I hope many of industry captains will agree with me. And then my endeavor today, as I already told, is to refocus on this circularity, which will involve inter-sector intersection. Now, these are the components of agricultural economy. I am talking of agriculture as a whole. Crops, animals, fish, all are involved in agriculture. And in case of plants, the things which are related to leather, I have shown to Mr. Juneja, I have shown to Dr. Jha, how the waste from plants can be used for leather. I have given some example. So mainly fibrous plants and some commercial fibers themselves are related to leather through a particular technology. Animals, cattle, buffalo, goat, sheep, poultry, and fish, many species. So these are related to agriculture, related to leather industry, and I will say how in my next slides. Animal. India is one of the largest exporters of leather and leather goods. All of you know, you are experts. But growth of cattle population, one of the major worries, as I was talking to Mr. Juneja, he also agreed. The cattle growth is very, very, very alarming. That's 0.8% only in the whole India basis. And for male cattle, there is decrease by 30%. It's a really alarming state of affairs. In goat population and sheep population, in contrast, have increased. West Bengal government claims that cattle population has increased by 15%. I don't know. You leather industry people will accept or reject it according to them because I am not very sure about it. But goat population increase is 41%. That is feasible. That may be possible. But all these things I am trying to say is because of the last 2 points. That various political, social, and economic constraints, it appears that much more emphasis has to go to goat and sheep leather. This is my view. You can debate. Because in the near future, next 30, 40 years, 50 years, I don't see cattle population increasing. A little increase can happen for milch cattle. Male cattle, we will have to forget about it. None of the male cattle are kept in the villages because everything has got mechanized. So possibly India has to think of goat and sheep leather much more. And I am told that goat and sheep leather fetch better prices also. And when we talk of goat and sheep leather, we can think about more decentralized rural industrialization. An important point emerging is that we have to think more about goat and sheep than cattle. A strategic change in leather production, this is my feeling from the point of view of primary producers, not the leather technology people or leather industry. India has the largest goat population. And China is second highest. And it is reverse for sheep. But China is the greatest producers and exporters of goat and sheep leather products, leather and leather products. The question is why? Why we are producing more goats but producing less leather and exporting less leather than China? The main reason is the organizational setup. In China, most of the farming is commercialized large farms. And in our case, it is highly scattered farming system with 4 goats in some family, 2 goats in some family like that. So how to then bring us to that China level is only through rural organizational setups we have to have and voluntary organizations. Because we cannot go to large-scale farming systems, it will not be possible in our system. Because goat and sheep are the ensuring supports to the farmers. So this organizational setup, farmers, organizations and clusters, we must develop, and in this both leather industry people and agriculture people have to work together with the rural people. There is no other go, otherwise we will deteriorate further. This organization will help in some other way. And this is true for cattle leather also. The management part of animals which affect leather quality is huge. You know, the sticks, and then somebody was talking of lumpy diseases. All these things are happening. And these require proper management services. When you have got scattered systems, you cannot provide management services. So management services, if you have to provide properly, we have to have these organized systems. Similarly, the processing systems and breeding for animals. You see, one interesting thing is, some breeding for animals, unfortunately, in our country is not very good. It has not gone very high. We are slow in this. But whatever happens, we have never thought about leather. But if leather industry has to be sustained, while breeding animals, we have to think about breeding for leather quality too. So that is all, this will be possible when we organize the farmers. Unless we organize the farmers, we cannot go for population improvements. It will not be possible. Next. And the first point what I say is slaughtering and flaying. Somebody was talking in the speeches which somebody has delivered. I personally feel this is the first bottleneck we have is in the rural setup and even in the slaughterhouses. The slaughtering system and the flaying systems are very unscientific. And I think all of you will agree that is the first bottleneck of leather quality we face. So this has to be made scientific, slaughtering and flaying. And here I think our veterinary scientists will come in a big way in collaboration with leather technologies. And the major change in a collection system, what I have seen in my childhood and later also in villages, and I have had the luck of going around the villages in every state in the country. I have gone to deep in the villages. Most of the cases, the hide or skin is very crudely salted and kept. And the gatherers come and some sort of middlemen, they give some price and they go. This collection system is highly disorganized. And this collection system, again, unless we form clusters, rural clusters, this collection system we cannot improve because collection system can be improved if we have proper storage system. Maybe chilling will be definitely useful. If chilling is not possible, at least salting, instead of salting, there are alternatives, say neem extract. Neem extract has been recommended by UNIDO, United Nations Industrial Development Organization. They have also recommended neem extract instead of salting to keep the leather quality better in the primary collection system. And then the beam house system, in the tanning system, the first step is, crudely speaking, washing. So this is one thing which consumes most water and is one of the most polluting systems. But if we can decentralize the beam house systems in smaller clusters, the advantage will be that water use will be decentralized. We have different sources of water and we can go to recirculatory water systems. In very big tanneries, recirculatory water systems will be very difficult to use. But recirculatory water systems one can think of using if we have decentralized beam house systems. In fisheries, the recirculatory aquaculture system is coming to our country also in a big way. If you go to Norway, you will find a few thousand of tons of fish is produced in one place through recirculatory water system. So recirculatory water system will be easier to be followed in decentralized system rather than large tanneries in one place. And this is all my view from, as I tell you, repeat it, from the primary producer's point of view. And consider enzymatic liming. It is costlier, definitely costlier. But now enzyme technology is developing very faster, much faster than what it was available previously. One of the main reasons is that artificial intelligence is helping develop designing enzymes and mass producing it. So enzymatic liming systems possibly will be becoming much cheaper in another decade. So you can start thinking in terms of, instead of liming, going for enzymatic systems which will be much more environment friendly and much less polluting. And in smaller systems, we will have another advantage is the sludge from washing. Enzymatic system will, another advantage is it will keep hair almost intact. So hair will be a very good source of keratin, and keratin as a chemical is very costly. The market value of keratin is quite high, and keratin is used in many places. In cosmeceutical industry, there is a high demand of keratin. And rest of the sludge can go as feed, and which is not happening today. So I think this will be useful tomorrow. And then actual tanning process, initially in artisanal systems, tanning process was based on plant products. Later, in the large scale systems, chrome products have come up. There are reasons. With this chrome system, you could make the tanneries operate in a much larger scale at a much cheaper cost. But possibly now the regulations, environmental regulations are coming in such a way that all of us are getting problems. And I am sure leather industry is also facing problems because of all pollution safeguards. There are plenty of species available which can give tannins. Many species are there, not one. Say, Tara, Scizalpinia spinosa. It looks very much like a Radhachuda of Bengal. It has got about 40 to 50% tannin in its pod powder. Now, no research has taken place regarding this source of tannins. I think leather industry should initiate some work in this direction, use of tannins, maybe possibly combined with enzyme. In some cases, some people have tried using along with aluminium to avoid this pollution safeguards problems and all pollution, hullabaloo about pollution. And this is possible. I personally feel if tannin production is organized, if tannin producing plants are planted in an organized manner, there is improvement in the management, tannin will increase. Very interestingly, all these tannin producing plants are also very important from medicine point of view. So if you can make village clusters who produce these tannin producing plants, will have dual income. They can earn from both tannins supplied to the tanning industry and also as medicinal plants. But a lot of research in this direction is required by plant scientists for producing more tannin and also as medicinal plants. And this is one part. I am not very competent to say whether how feasible it will be in another 10 years or another 15 years. Leather industry people will be able to say, but there is nothing wrong in beginning an attempt in collaboration with between plant scientists and leather technology people in a small way. Let us start doing it. Let us see what is happening. Then another part, one of the highest level of pollution we get from chicken production system. Nowadays, when we were kids, chicken used to be costlier than goat meat, but now it is reverse. And chicken production system is one of the highest polluting systems. And among the pollutants is the chicken skin. But chicken skin has potential. It has been shown CLRI has developed some initial uh, techniques for using chicken leather, chicken leg leather for small niche products. There is one company in Indonesia, Newman Ferika Ramdhani. They are now selling products. I have seen their products made from chicken paw. So I think these are the areas which will not work today or tomorrow. It will take time. But this is one part to bring in circularity, to use the refuges properly, use the waste properly. We have to think of all new sources like these chicken legs. Duck and turkey legs, they say that I have talked to some leather people, they say duck and turkey paw leather has got very fine qualities which are liked by niche products, high cost leather products. Then ostrich and emu. You may know that emu production was taken up in Andhra Pradesh in a big way, but there was a big scandal that's why the farming stopped almost totally. But even today, some ostrich and emu is produced in the country. And emu leather and ostrich leather are high valued leather, very high quality products can be had from emu and ostrich. That very potential sources. So once you show that leather production is possible, possibly we can have emu and ostrich back in our farming systems. And all these leathers, it is, you will agree with me, are very amenable to bring back the artisanal leather uses. And we have very proud, India has very proud ancestry with regard to artisanal leather products. All of you may know that recently there was a huge hue and cry regarding Prada stealing the Kolhapuri designs. So our artisanal heritage is very old, and these leathers will be very useful for their job. And potential fish sources. This is possibly most unknown things in our leather technology industry. But fish leather, fish skin is coming in a big way, especially in the European countries, Netherlands, Norway, in those areas. Fish leather is coming in a big way for use in even heavy duty job, because fish leather, although it is thin, its tearing force required for this is very high. Its tensile strength is also very good. And fish leather, some of the possible fishes, the shark cod, they are marine fishes, which we have in plenty in India. Then Pangasius and tilapia. These two are alien species, but these two are very, very, very important now in West Bengal and in many and the eastern part of India. Plenty of people, even in Rajasthan, Pangasius is being produced in a big way. And both of them, tilapia and Pangasius, they grow very fast and their leather is of very high quality. And then African catfish, it is a menace in our country. It's known as African magur or Vilaiti magur. And this is a cheap magur, but its leather is of a very high quality. So if you use its skin, this magur skin, you are helping in two ways. You are helping managing pollution by this alien species and also having a new source of leather. Despite thinness, I have told you, ideal for rural industries and a bright example of circularity. What better example of circularity can be that if we can use fish skin, which is a waste, for our use in leather, and plant waste I have kept in quotes because, as I told, that possibly we have to forget this word waste. There is nothing waste in circular economy. And it is an epitome, the plant-based waste and non-waste sources of production of leather-like products. This is a very, very new field to be explored. I have already shown to Mr. Jha, I have given him a wallet made by ICAR Ninfet in Taliganj, a leather made of cotton and natural rubber, and it is fully degradable. Dr. Nandi was talking here, Dr. Nandi has gone, I think. He was talking about the vegan leather which is not degradable. Vegan leather produced using PU or PVC, they are non-degradable. But the leather which Ninfet has produced based on cotton and natural rubber, it is degradable. You can have degradable things. You can have vegan leather which is degradable. And of plant sources, of practically no value plant material. You know, I have given some examples. You know, like millets, sugarcane, rice straw, banana, all of them, their fibers, pineapple, they can go for, their fiber can go for production. And already Pinatex is a leather produced from pineapple fiber. Unfortunately, they use PU in that. So it is not degradable in that way. Then deserto, there are two types of deserto. One is possible from Opuntia ficus indica, which the agave which we have in our country. Another is agave tecalina. Tecalina is, you know, the tequila drink, that one shot drink which you take with salt. Tequila, it is produced from this agave tequilana. So Mexico trying to produce leather from fermented agave tequila plants. So after fermentation, fiber remains. With that fiber, they are producing leather. And I have given some examples of waste products: maize, sorghum, millet, sugarcane, rice, straw, banana. And banana happens to be a source of tannin too, which can go for leather industry. Pineapple, their waste, from their waste, we are getting fiber and you can use leather. And jute, roselle, sunhemp, sisal, cotton, all these products they are not actually waste, they have other uses, but you can use them for producing artificial leather. So lac resin as a binding and finishing material, we have to explore. I think it will work. And again, this is a natural product, a degradable product. Lac export has come down quite a lot. It is picking up. Demand for lac is increasing in the world for different purposes, even used for big aircraft final polish, lac is used. So this can also go for finishing and binding material for artificial leather. But although in that case, this will not be vegan because lac comes from insects. So with this, I finish what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.